What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Appleboys podcast. I'm Josh. I'm here with Corey. What's up, Corey?
Hello. We are back in the studio. It's Corey.
Studio 1A, as Rob calls it. What's up, Rob?
Hey, I'm Rob. What's going on, guys?
Not too much. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey guys, it's Jimmy.
So we tried to record last week. We were in Studio 1A, and we gave it the old college try. We probably put 2.5 or 3 hours into it, just trying to put something together. But we pre-gamed pretty hard at the old Applebee's before we got here, and what started as one QP turned into several QPs. And let's just say it didn't go well.
It turned into Rob bringing Four Loko into the studio, and things just kind of went off the rails.
So, all right, listen. The intention was to go and buy alcohol. So after we were at Applebee's, we were like, okay, we got to keep drinking. Let's go to the gas station, get some alcohol. So I was supposed to buy Miller Lite, but I went in and I saw Four Loko, and I was like, I haven't had a Four Loko in years. It's time. The guys will love this, but we need to fix the Four Loko because it's not the original formula that was caffeinated. So I also bought energy shots for us, which did not help the situation at all.
No, it really didn't.
So from there, we keep drinking when we get back. I do the Four Loko, took some legal edibles, and, the result was not good.
How many edibles did you have that night, Rob?
Total of 5.
Yeah, it just kept accruing, and we kept having a pretty solid start, and then it just quickly went off the rails, and I was like, I don't think this is good. I left long before they stopped.
I left at 4 a.m., and I am old. I'm normally in bed by 8 or 9 p.m., and I'm not going to lie, I fucking forgot all about Four Lokos. I didn't even know we had those.
So Corey left, and our immediate response was, well, we still need to generate a podcast. Let's grab Will. So if you guys remember, Will was a guest appearance here a couple episodes back, and we invite Will over, and he's like, dope, I'll be there, which I did not believe. And then seemingly immediately, Will is just in the room.
Yeah, he was just here.
He just came in the door and was just like, what's up, guys? So we start to try to record with Will, but then Josh realized that I had DJ software on my computer, and he probably spent about 3.5 hours with that.
Yeah,
DJ Josh in the house.
He was just trying to mix Eminem with other Eminem songs for an hour.
That's not entirely accurate.
You got to start small, man. You got to go Nickelback to Nickelback, and then you work up from there.
It was like Eminem with Story of the Year.
That's true.
Yeah, that is what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
One of the things that I was trying to do was I was trying to look at the different songs native BPM and find songs that had the same BPM but were in drastically different genres so that I could mix them seamlessly, and it just didn't work as well as I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can probably agree with that. Probably didn't go very well.
I did learn, though, that being a DJ does require training. It's not as easy as it looks, so props to all the DJs out there. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, I'm an amateur DJ.
Amateur DJ that gets paid, doesn't that make you a professional?
Yeah, I'm a professional.
You're getting paid?
No.
Oh, my bad. I thought I've been misled.
Oh, geez.
So one of the things we did at the beginning of last week's podcast, probably all 15 times we tried to start recording it, was we had to send a special shout-out thank you to our newest Patreon subscriber. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you so much for the support.
Thank you, Michael. And I'll have you know that with the level of intoxication, not all of the podcast intros that we did started with thank you, Michael. Some of them were fuck you, Michael.
That was an accident, and that was only one time, and that was you, Rob.
Well, I was a little upset.
Yeah, he was upset about the amount of times we had to restart the podcast, and he was like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck you, Michael.
Michael also called me fat in Discord.
About to say, he was also commenting on the weight loss
That's
challenge
what it was
in
about,
a fairly
yeah.
negative light.
That's okay, Michael. We forgive you.
Yeah, you thin, lanky fuck.
Oh.
Wow.
We love you, Michael. Thank you very much for subscribing.
It's just it's inspiration. He was trying to inspire you guys.
He did a hell of a job. I've lost 12 pounds in a week. So
First
Nice.
10 are the easiest, bud.
All right. Well, thank you.
Words of encouragement from Corey. I almost said words of encouragement. Words of encouragement.
Words of encouragement. The Corey story.
You sound like a woodland elf.
Yeah.
What?
You sound like a woodland elf. Words of encouragement. An adventure in weight loss.
And you sound like an older woodland elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the spry young one, and you're old.
I'm the elder.
That does check out.
obviously.
Elder elf.
He's just so old.
What's his 5-year plan?
Don't die.
Oh, I thought we were doing like a I like big butts kind of commentary.
Nope.
All right. Sorry.
He looks like one of those rappers' boyfriends.
Bum 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 bum. Hey Corey,
Hey, Robert.
what was the one event that happened while we were trying to record that made you realize that this was not going to go well?
Yeah, I think that's a Patreon exclusive detail.
Can we not say that on Spotify?
I mean, Joe Rogan can get away with whatever he wants, so
Can we call it an FJ?
yeah, more or less.
Yeah, so on one of the better attempts to try to record this episode, we were probably 15 or 20 minutes in and had a pretty good start. Like, we kept it together. It was a really solid intro. We thanked Michael, didn't say any bad words to him. And Corey is in the middle of telling some story. Do you remember what you were talking about?
It was some sort of Four Loko story from my past.
Yeah, that's right. You used to get down with the Four Loko.
I don't know that I necessarily got down. That's just when you knew that Corey was having a good night.
Yeah,
That's right.
I would go to a Tuesday trivia and have a couple of adult beverages while I was there. And then after that, I would go to a Tuesday movie night with some of my friends. And whenever I showed up with a peach Four Loko, that's when they knew that
It's about to go down.
Corey either won at trivia and is having a great night, or he lost at trivia and is having a great night.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, like, at the moment that Corey said, when Corey shows up with a Four Loko, it's going down. At that moment, Rob turns his laptop toward Corey, and there was a forbidden technique happening on the screen, but instead of using hands, they were using feet.
More or less.
And it was shocking and appalling to Corey.
I was just like, I'm balls deep in a story, and then she's balls deep with his feet.
It's crazy that the recipe.
She's balls deep with his feet.
What's going on there?
I think that's opposite.
Whatever.
That is truly
It's-
the forbidden technique.
It's inspiring the rage inside of me once again.
All right, well let's let that go.
It's incredible that the recipe for Rob to bring up FJ videos on his laptop is 2 pictures, a Four Loko, and an energy shot.
And
That
4 or
is
5
correct.
gummies.
Yeah, we're never doing
Yeah.
that again.
No, that was a bad idea. My favorite part about that, though, is that I pulled it up, turned it towards Corey, and he goes, "What the fuck? Is that a foot job?" And then immediately is like, "Hey, that's this actress." Like, he
Didn't point
identified
out
her
the actress immediately. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
Corey is
What
like
can I say? I have a talent.
Yeah, he's the PMDB, the porn movie database,
Ah, yes, there we go.
like IMDb, but for porn.
Yeah, we got it.
I have the opposite of face blindness.
Titty site?
Oh man.
We are not doing ourselves any favors as far as getting official sponsorships.
We love you, Miller Lite.
I think at this point we need to start campaigning for like Pat McAfee or something.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he just got a huge, what is it, FanDuel?
FanDuel.
Yeah, FanDuel sponsorship. He got a $100 million deal.
I was
Wow.
thinking of John McAfee, who is definitely not
Oh,
alive.
Yeah.
Is he dead?
Yes, sir.
We should talk
Oh,
about
wow.
John
Okay.
McAfee at some point.
Man,
that man
that
has
is
lived.
that is a wild story.
Yeah, he died in a prison in Spain.
One of the funniest memes that I saw after he died was Planet Earth successfully uninstalled McAfee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember those memes. That is okay. Yeah, he is dead.
Yeah.
Good call.
Now it all makes sense.
Yeah. I
The
thought
memes
I
brought
thought
it
they
back.
just finally figured out the right click fucking uninstall thing.
No.
Kinda.
One of my last real memories of like I don't not remember last weekend, but it's not super clear in my memory exactly everything that happened.
I feel you.
But one of my last like pretty vivid memories was when we were at Applebee's. The actually you guys got to Applebee's before me because I got stuck at work. And as I was leaving work, there was a TV turned on and the Bengals game was on. And the end of that game was just wild.
The end of every game last weekend was wild.
That's true. It was one of the most incredible like pro football weekends I've ever seen. Maybe that there ever has been.
I would argue that it's the greatest football weekend, especially, I mean, postseason specifically, that I've ever experienced in my lifetime.
Man, I really wish I knew a single goddamn thing about football.
I mean, you just got to hang out with us, buddy. We will show you the way.
I hang out with you guys all the time, and I still don't understand what you're saying.
Not on Sundays.
That's fair.
We work. Oh, I don't work on Sundays.
Yeah,
I can watch football.
I'm always working on Sundays.
Yeah, I mean, I have Sunday ticket. That's all I do on Sundays. You can ask my fiance. It's one of my detriments as a person.
All right, well, let's watch next week. Let's start.
Well, at the end of the Bengals game,
Next week's a bye week.
Son of a bitch.
it looked like the game was going to go to overtime, right? Or were they down?
No, it was gonna.
Were they down 2?
Oh man, I don't remember what the final score was.
I don't remember either. They were either. It was either gonna go to overtime because they were tied, or they were down 2. I really can't remember. And then they got the ball because of a turnover from Tannehill.
Yeah, Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. So he threw like his 19th interception of the game.
He's pretty unforgettable.
And then they got the ball, and there's somebody at work with me as we're closing the store. And after they get the ball, I look at him and I say, "Oh shit, Joe Burrow's about to throw a 15-yard out route to the sideline to T. Higgins. He's going to toe tap out of bounds, and then they're going to kick a 53-yard game-winning field goal."
And we would like to remind the audience that the reason that Josh said T. Higgins is because he's a big old Clemson fan. In reality, it went to Jamar Chase on the out route for about 16 yards.
And then it was a 52-yard game-winning field goal.
The best detail about that game, though, is that once that pass was completed, the kicker, Evan McPherson, I believe is his name, he looks at the sideline and goes, "Shit, boys, I guess we're going to the AFC Championship game," and then walks out there and just boots a fucking 52-yard game-winning field goal. It was incredible.
Do you know what that's called?
Balls.
It's called Big Dick Energy, BDE.
So after the incredible finish to that Bengals game, we then segued right into the Packers-Niners game to complete the evening. We didn't really get to watch that at all because we were having a shit show of a podcast. But that, too, ended in incredible fashion with Aaron Rodgers getting eliminated from the playoffs once again, proving that he's maybe the most talented choke artist in the NFL history.
By Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Like, dude sucks.
Jimmy's
not,
do suck.
Hey, all right.
It's true.
So I think that in a perfect world, you have Aaron Rodgers as your starting quarterback for like most of the season, if not all of it. And as a backup, and really just the playoff quarterback, you have, can anyone guess?
Big Dick Nick.
Correct. Diamond Dick Nick is on the case. Correct.
Love that.
As soon as you started that, I was like, I know exactly where he's going with this, and that's great.
It's like how that would absolutely work out.
Like, there's a reason that they call it playoff Nick Foles activate with like the red eyes and shit on the internet. Like, that dude's just a different person in the postseason.
It's true. But Josh Allen looked perfect this postseason.
Oh man, what a great game that was!
9
too.
touchdowns versus 12 incompletions.
Yeah, he was on pace to shatter the current NFL record for postseason touchdowns, which is 11.
And in the game that they lost to the Chiefs, like, he did not do anything to lose that game. He was perfect.
That was all defense.
And a fucking coin flip.
Basically, but I mean, really.
You're right.
In
Like,
13
it shouldn't have
seconds,
come to that.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been
I
able to
agree.
drive down the field like that. How are you going to leave Travis goddamn Kelsey that wide open?
It's got to feel bad to like feel like, holy shit, drive of my life. I just won this game for us. Fuck you, Chiefs.
Especially when Gabriel Davis caught 4 touchdown passes in that single game.
He was like Randy Moss.
Josh Allen embraces him on the sidelines and says, "Buddy, we're going to the AFC Championship. We just won this game." That's a real quote. And then Patrick Mahomes is like, "Nay."
Heartbreaker.
My goodness.
I saw a really, really funny tweet. There was a picture of Patrick Mahomes when he was in probably high school.
Oh, man, yeah. That's
with
a good one.
his girlfriend, now wife. Who's,
Fiance still.
She's crazy, man.
He can still get out.
He should.
Do you know what Patrick Mahomes calls his friends?
Mahomes.
Mahomies.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so this tweet, I'm going to show you guys the picture, but it says, "My man overcame this to become the best quarterback on the planet.
Oh,
if
man.
he never meets her, I must assume he'd be emperor of the universe by now."
Oh, my.
Yeah. He looks completely unimpressed by the whole situation in that photo.
Who is that?
That's Brittany Matthews, his current fiance.
No shit.
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
high school sweethearts.
Patrick, listen, buddy. If you ever listen to this podcast, I got something to say to you.
Say it.
You got to get out.
Did you see the video after they won of her spraying champagne on the peasants below her?
Oh, that sounds bad.
Man, so I mean, she was excited.
Right.
I get it. But like, it's like 12 degrees in Kansas City. And she's just spewing unsolicited liquid on all of the fans below her
Oh, man.
and just laughing and having a great time doing it. And like, there are several people in the crowd that like turn around and look at her like, what the fuck?
See, I had Wu-Tang Clan do that to me, and it was great. I'm
Oh,
assuming
yeah.
it was the opposite experience.
Yeah, probably because I mean, you were like, yeah, give me the cream.
Correct.
Yeah.
I did say give me the cream to Wu-Tang Clan.
Would you
Yes.
get on the stage and let Wu-Tang Clan pee on you?
I probably would.
Yes.
Just to say that it happened.
Yes is the answer. Yeah.
I like that there was like a real thoughtful moment there that he was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I do that.
Yeah, I really would. If it was some random cover band,
Yeah, brass against.
probably not.
Yeah, man, what a wild situation that was.
It's like super weird to me that I feel like you're being 100% serious right now and you would actually let someone from Wu-Tang Clan pee on you in front of an audience.
I would be all over the news.
I would probably
Is
let.
that the kind of thing you want to be all over the news for?
There's no such thing as bad publicity, Josh.
So would this be any member of the Wu-Tang Clan, or are there specific members that you would allow to urinate on you?
Is it the Jizza, the RZA?
The U-God, Golden Arms, Method Man, Raekwon, Ghostface Killer.
I think Ghostface Killa is my first choice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's got to be
That's surprising.
way down on the tier list for me.
I wouldn't say way down, but I mean, Method Man is the clear and obvious first choice for me.
Method Man would be a second. I think Ghostface Killa because I listen to his music the most, and I'd be like, wow,
That's
this
fair.
Is,
Like
this is fine.
he's probably, I mean, Method Man's still pretty relevant, but I think Ghostface is probably the most relevant
Yeah.
as far as your generation is concerned, I
Correct.
would say. But I mean, really, RZA is, I mean, he's the mastermind of the whole operation.
He is.
So he's my number 2.
That's fair.
To be clear, I wouldn't let any of them urinate on me.
But here we are talking about it.
Yeah. So circling back to the NFL, we left one game out, which was the Rams-Buccaneers game,
Why would we leave that one out? It was probably the best of the bunch.
because it gave me PTSD. As a Falcons fan, when they were down 27-3 and people were tweeting, "Oh my God, the GOAT's career is over," blah, blah, blah. I was like, just fucking wait.
Whenever the Rams came back, or I'm sorry, when the Bucs came back, I had to resist every temptation in my body not to send Corey this tweet that had there's like a box with 4 corners, and it starts with the Rams logo, and then it's slowly transitioning into the Falcons logo, and then at the end it transitions back to the Rams logo. I was like, just kidding.
Yeah. That joke's never going to get old for the internet.
Nope.
But as a Falcons fan, I can assure you we're fucking over it.
I told Corey about it after the fact that like I was going to send it to him, and he said that he also saw one where it was the
Fred.
Scooby-Doo guy, Fred, yeah, and he was pulling the mask off of the Falcons guy or the Rams guy, and it was the Falcons guy underneath.
Yeah. It was a whole lot of parallels between those two situations, except that the NFC South team was making the comeback this go round.
I really think that the Bills-Chiefs game was probably actually the best game of the weekend.
Oh, without a doubt.
But
There were 25 points scored in a minute and 54 seconds. That's
But-
unbelievable.
if the Bucs had won, that would have been the best game of the weekend.
Then we may have been finally out from underneath the curse.
Atlanta would have been on fire.
I don't think that's the case.
They don't call it Hot Atlanta for nothing.
I mean, that's fair. You know, that the first Super Bowl we went to in 98, one of our cornerbacks, I think it was Ray Buchanan, his girlfriend at the time burnt down his house like 2 days before the game.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was a series of circumstances that just really did not play well in our favor. Like Dan Reeves, who recently just passed away, rest in peace. He had like a triple bypass and then still coached the game.
Jesus.
Yeah, there was a lot going on that year. But we had a false positive today with Tom Brady.
What's that mean?
That means that reports leaked that he was definitely retiring. Adam Schefter broke the news, then Jeff Darlington broke the news, and the internet went wild with, oh my God, 22 years, blah, 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 blah. And then Tom Brady called the Buccaneers GM and was like, hey, I have not announced anything officially yet, just so you know, I'm still kind of waffling.
Huh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
That's breaking news.
I mean, breaking news several hours ago, but
Even I knew that, and I don't know anything about football, so it is a big deal.
yeah. But it's not official yet. It's not officially official.
I think they were just doing it to fuck with Ben Roethlisberger. Like,
Probably.
he only got his one day to celebrate, and then he's just overshadowed by this monstrosity of a quarterback, just like is going to happen in 5 years. Like, nobody's going to even know that Roethlisberger's in fucking Canton whenever they both go into the Hall of Fame, because like everybody's going to be paying attention to Tom Brady, and meanwhile Roethlisberger's going to be in the bathroom with some chick.
Oh, no.
Jesus, man.
Is that too much?
Bleaching
No.
everything. That's what's so damning about that whole situation, is that his personal security guards just like doused everything in bleach when they left the bathroom. Like, oh, buddy, that's not a good look.
No.
Like, you're not painting yourself in a positive light at all.
I was coming everywhere.
On the stage,
Yeah.
in the shower.
When I get up on the stage and balls out in front of 500 people, you know what I'm doing? I'm coming.
The pump is the thing that you need. It's the greatest feeling in the world. For those unfamiliar, we are quoting a documentary following the one and only Arnold. And if you don't know who Arnold is, then what are you doing with your life? But he is talking about the pump that you get at the gym. And he thinks that that's the greatest feeling in the world, and that everyone should work to achieve the pump because it feels like he's coming. And he's coming everywhere. Everywhere I go, I'm coming.
It's like I'm with a girl.
I think Rob has showed me this at some point. I remember this now.
My
I
favorite,
definitely have.
the favorite part is where he's like, it's like I'm having sex
Yeah.
with a girl.
Yeah, I think I was obliterated when you showed me that. The perfect time to watch that video, really.
That's true.
So when I think about getting pumped up, it pumps me up, because I think about the idea that we've had, and by we, I mean mostly me.
I really thought that was going to be a segue into crypto pumps.
It's not.
And dumps.
No, this is not crypto related, hardly at all.
It's not
Okay.
about shitting either.
Thought it was that time of the
I
podcast.
like how it's hardly at all.
Hardly at all. Like, there's barely any involvement in crypto.
we dabble.
We dabble just a little bit.
There's a little sprinkle, you know.
No, so I came up with this idea, and let me first say the premise of the idea is not entirely original. So it has been done before, but I think we can do it better.
We have actually no original ideas here.
There are no original ideas.
That's true.
So I think that the Appleboys podcast, as part of our roadmap for growth as we move forward into the new 2020s, 2022, 2023, 2024, I would like to open a bar that we're going to call The Gym,
Like JIM?
like GYM. And I think we're going to call pitchers workouts. So when you're going home from work, you can just stop by the gym, get in a quick workout.
Oh, I see now.
It's a great cover up.
And
It's not even a lie.
pints can be like warm-ups or stretches or something. And I have all kinds of ideas. So I think obviously we're going to sell Miller Lite, but I think we also have an Appleboys draft, which is also Miller Lite, but it's just cheaper. I really like
Sure.
that idea.
Yeah.
And this is just a little bit. I think it'd be really cool if you held an Appleboys NFT. That was the only way you could buy the Appleboys draft. And then it also gets you access to like other deals and things like that. But the big differentiator for us, I think, is we're going to put the podcast studio in the bar. So it's where we're going to record. And then on Saturday nights, we do a live recording with the patrons in the bar, bringing them in as guests throughout the podcast. So it's a way for the audience to participate and be a part of what we're doing here.
I think it's a great idea, especially bringing in guests and that kind of thing. It's pretty sweet.
Can we call the podcast room the champagne room?
As long as there's no sex in it.
You better hope there isn't.
I don't know how the champagne room ties into the bar theme.
It's the natural order progression. You start in the bar, and then you go to the champagne room.
I got you.
I don't. Okay. You
But-
live a
but-
different life than I do, sir.
But
I've never
still,
been to the champagne room.
still, like, how does that tie into the gym theme?
I think we call it the steam room.
I like that.
The sauna.
Yeah, there you go.
People are definitely fucking in there, though.
I mean, maybe.
So the other thing, and I think this might be the best idea of them all, is you know the paint that you can only like see under certain light, like black light type paint? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So we paint the walls with these messages that you can only see at a certain time. And so we have our regular happy hour, which is from like 4 to 6 or something like that. But then late night, we have a second happy hour, and we call it Happy Tonight. And when it turns into Happy Tonight, the lights automatically dim, and the walls pop with these Happy Tonight messages and like quotes from our podcasts and things like that.
And Appleboys propaganda.
That's
Yep.
a great idea.
I like it.
I need to write all this down. Oh, wait. We're recording.
It's recorded.
Woo.
Yeah, you're good.
So, yeah, that's it's one of our long-term plans. Just need you guys to be on board and need lots more Patreon subscribers.
You know, I do see some issues with the black light.
What's that?
Well, what if people like,
On the walls?
yeah.
We can just say they were practicing the forbidden technique.
It in
is
itself
pretty good,
is
yeah.
Appleboys propaganda.
Yeah.
That's true.
It would be very on brand.
As long as they only perform the forbidden technique, I think that'll be allowed. Otherwise, no.
What about FJs?
That's just the foot forbidden technique. That's allowed.
Yeah, it is allowed.
So it's not an FJ, it's an FFT? Not to be
Yes.
confused with an NFT,
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
which is a non-fungible job.
The forbidden foot technique.
I just realized that the forbidden technique is just giving yourself a foot job with your hands.
Basically.
Is that funny? It's pretty funny.
I thought it was funny.
So what do you boys think? You in for the bar idea?
I'll
I'm
go to the
definitely
gym.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, I like drinking.
I like to make drinks.
But what are they going to do with the Applebee's staff?
Well,
Hire them.
they're gonna run the bar.
We're obviously poaching them.
So I have kind of a moral question for you guys.
Do go on.
So if your heart just stopped working one day and they can like kind of bring you back, but they're like, yeah, you need a transplant. It's very, very difficult to get a heart transplant because not many people donate hearts. Cause that's like a very vital part of you. Right.
Some would say it's the heartbeat of your life.
It really is. So if the only option was an experimental procedure to get a genetically modified pig heart installed, that's never been tested before, would you do it?
I feel like they could probably put my brain in a robot body, and I'd be way more down with that.
All right, so are we talking about like killing a pig so that I can exist for longer?
No, I think we're talking about would you be willing to exist longer knowing that your heart is that of a pig?
I think it's more about making the decision that like it's untested. Like that's a pretty important detail. It's something they've never tried before.
That part I don't care about. Like the moment you get the technology to where like you can plug in the back of my brain Matrix style and like download Kung Fu and all the languages and stuff.
Oh yeah, I think we've
Like,
already decided we're
I'm
in for
beta
that.
testing day one. Like Elon, give me a call. I'm in. I don't need it. You can test on me. I'll be the test subject for that.
You guys haven't seen that Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, I have.
You guys clearly also don't know about Elon's tests.
True.
Listen, we're not getting back into the Elon thing again. That was an example of the type of person who would come up with this technology, since he is running some sort of company where they're testing like augmented brains.
Flamethrowers.
So I asked about this pig heart thing because there's a man in Maryland that successfully had a pig heart installed in him. He's still in the hospital and still recovering, that kind of thing, so it might not even work. But it's pretty neat.
So far, so good though.
So far, so good. The first question he asked when they asked him if like this was an okay thing because they don't have a heart to give him, he asked, "Will I oink?" That's the first thing he asked.
That's a fair question.
Will he?
He didn't oink.
I don't think that's really, that would not be the first thing that I would go for.
No, me either.
Because it's not like you're swapping brains.
Right. I think it might have been a joke, Corey.
Maybe.
So to answer your question, yes. And I honestly believe that if the answer is no there and your options are either die or eventually die pretty soon or potentially continue to live but maybe die, why would you not pick potentially continue to live? I don't understand what the logic would be.
There was this scenario like long time ago, like I think it was mid 80s, so a long time ago for medical procedures, and they had a mechanical heart that they tried on someone, and it worked for about 2 days. And during those 2 days, this guy was unstoppably like convulsing and was like in an incredible amount of pain. So what if there was a chance that would happen?
And you shoot me in the fucking face.
But like you don't get to make that decision.
Okay, then give me a shitload of morphine.
That's fair.
Like what? Either live or die. I'm gonna choose probably try to live.
Even if it's a lot of pain?
Yeah, give me morphine.
I feel like we had like 8 Saw movies that answered that question for us.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, one cool thing about it is in order to keep the heart like going before it went into him is they had to soak the heart in this weird cocaine concoction to keep it going, to keep it like live. They like literally put this liquid cocaine stuff all over it.
They got a hold of Robert's purple drink.
Yeah, they did. Robert's purple drink is actually cocaine juice that's used to keep hearts alive.
You're welcome, medical community.
Yeah.
What if we call the NFT the Appleboys gym membership?
That's pretty great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like it very much.
I'd take the pick heart, by the way.
Thank you.
I would too.
Corey?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I feel like I would want to explore other options because I feel like we're more genetically identical to baboons.
But would you ask that question? Like, if you're like, they're like, hey, we have this experimental procedure. We think this has a pretty good chance of working. Would you be like, well, like, why a pig though?
I mean, yeah, probably.
I think it's because pig hearts are pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, so I would imagine a baboon heart's pretty large as well.
But baboons, I think there's more of a moral problem for scientists with baboons because they act more human-like. And pigs, it's like, fuck it, we kill them all day to eat bacon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I would take the DNA risk and request a baboon heart.
So Josh had no idea how he was going to segue, but he figured he was going to incorporate Blue by Eiffel 65 and go straight into Avatar. I love that.
So before we start each podcast, we don't really know exactly what we're going to talk about, but we don't want to sit here and just like run out of things to talk about, because when you're just out at the bar, sometimes you just stop talking for a while.
You just sit there and drink.
Because you run out of things to talk about. But on a podcast, that's probably not very fun for the audience. So while we don't pre-plan everything we're going to say, we try to have an outline of like the things that we'd like to talk about. And during tonight's pre-game meeting, Jimmy mentioned that he'd like to talk about the Avatar movie, the one with the blue people. And I don't know why he wants to talk about that.
It's an excellent segue, Josh.
And Corey doesn't know why he wants to talk about that. So I was trying to figure out a way to do that, to bring it up, so that Jimmy didn't just have to be like, hey, you guys ever seen the Avatar movie?
Sure.
And as I was thinking of ways to bring it up, that song came into mind, and here we are.
So you could have been like, wow, Tom Brady potentially retiring. That's Titanic news. Wait, Titanic, James Cameron, wait, Avatar. Easy.
It's like some Illuminati YouTube video shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you guys ever watch those?
Avatar?
No, the YouTube videos about the Illuminati.
No, I can't say that I have.
I watched National Treasure.
Close enough.
1 and 2.
That is basically the
Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, that's the prequel to those videos.
I thought you were going to say that's the prequel to National Treasure. I was like, I don't think those are related
No.
at all.
So speaking of Avatar.
Hell yeah. Preach.
So I really didn't have much to say about Avatar other than that I know this is great, right?
Jimmy comes in.
You guys prepped me so hard.
Yeah,
and
he came in and was like,
I want to talk about Avatar.
Do you guys remember Avatar?
Avatar. I just had one question.
Reptar.
So you guys know how Avatar is like a really big deal, right?
Sure.
Like when it came out, like huge budget,
Yep.
like crazy CGI,
IMAX.
groundbreaking IMAX shit, right?
Sure.
Is it still the highest grossing movie of all time, or did Avengers pass it?
I think Marvel,
Avengers did pass it.
the mouse is
Okay.
powerful. Yeah.
I think the new Spider-Man passed it.
No, it didn't.
It didn't?
I literally saw this earlier today. It's number
Okay.
6.
Gotcha.
There's an entire Avatar world inside Animal Kingdom at Disney World. So the,
Yeah,
no
they-
shit,
Wow.
really?
Yeah,
the
they
mouse owns both.
they own 5 out of the 6 top grossing movies of all time. Like the rights.
What's
to
the
it.
outlier?
Wow.
I think it's Titanic.
Gotcha.
Do they not?
They don't own James Cameron.
Oh, they don't. Oh, okay.
I mean, they do now, but
No, they don't.
he's gonna make like 5 Avatar movies for them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's too much Avatar. Speaking of too much Avatar, so the only question I wanted to ask is, can you guys name a single character
I've
from
never
the
seen
movie
Avatar.
Zo-
Kiara.
Zoe Saldana.
Really? You knew a name from Avatar?
I mean,
I've
she's-
asked this
an
question to
actress?
so many people
she's
and
an
no one's ever
actress.
known.
She's an actress. There was also James Worthington. Was that his name?
No,
Sam
like-
Worthington.
Okay, I'm talking about a single character in the
Oh
movie.
no, I can't name their character's name.
I think one was called Kiara.
Like Zoe Saldana's character had like a real tribal name because she was like a native to Pandora.
Yeah, I just don't understand all the hype around it. It's
It-
like,
I think it was
it's
more,
very forgettable.
I mean, it was basically high budget Ferngully.
I
Never
love
seen that.
Ferngully.
I love Ferngully.
Wait, so
as
Rob,
well.
you've never seen Avatar?
I've never seen Avatar.
What the hell?
I didn't go to it at the theater, and I heard that it wasn't that great.
We
of a
should watch
movie, so I
Avatar
never
soon.
watched it.
It was a technical marvel, is why it was such a big deal.
was.
It also produced the world's greatest, in my opinion, theme park ride ever.
Where's that?
It's at Disney's Animal Kingdom in Orlando.
Oh,
and It's
yeah.
called Flight of Passage. It's a like mixed reality type ride. You basically get on this thing that looks like a motorcycle, sort of, and you lean forward, and it like these things lock behind your legs so you can't fall out. And then it does this little thing where like you won't get this, Rob, because you haven't seen the movie, but when they have the banshees that they ride on, they like meld into them,
Yeah.
and they become a part of them. So like there's this process where you're melding into the banshee that you're sitting on top of, and then the whole like world goes black for a minute where you can't see anything. And then when the lights come on, there's this huge screen that covers all of your peripheral vision. You can't see anything else except the screen, and you're moving and feels like you're falling. And it's basically,
So it's kind of like the Harry Potter ride.
but it's way better.
Okay.
Like I've been on, it's the best execution of this ever. And it feels like you're actually riding on the back of a banshee and you're flying around, and they've got like air effects and smell effects, and it's awesome. It's really, really cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
It
Yeah.
sounds like a throw up time for me.
No, it's like for people who get motion sick, it's not,
Because it's like so realistic. You
it's
don't
not
get sick.
that bad.
Is it kind of like is Soren? Is it kind of like that?
It's like it's similar to Soren, but like very obviously much newer with much better technology. But
Okay.
yes, it's very similar to Soren.
Okay, I mean Soren had like that one drop at the beginning of it that I did not enjoy very much, but overall it was fine.
Yeah.
And if it's similar to that,
It's
then
better too, because with Soren, your feet are like dangly,
yeah.
and you feel more secure in the Banshee because you're like, it's actually kind of uncomfortable how
Gotcha.
like hard you're locked in there.
Well, then I probably wouldn't like that because I have much larger than average legs.
But I'm telling you, man, it's incredible.
Right on.
I've never
I
been to
mean-
Animal Kingdom. I'd like to go and do that.
I
It's
don't
good.
I don't really make
Huh.
it down to Disney very often. I've gone there I think twice in my life, and it's fun. Animal Kingdom can be kind of sad because it's basically a very large zoo.
That's not really a great characterization of what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
that's fair.
it's the wild animal kingdom.
There are some animals there, but like the ones that are there don't feel like they're in a normal zoo cage. Like the safari that you can go on and see all the lions
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
mean,
Like, it's
I guess-
awesome,
I
and
guess that's
they're
fair.
in a as close to their natural habitat as they could be in Florida.
So your wife's taking a YOLO trip down there tomorrow, isn't she?
I was about to mention that. So my wife texted me on Tuesday of this week. Today's Saturday, so this was 4 or 5 days ago. And to give some context, I am the impulsive one of the relationship. So whenever I decide that I want to do something, I just YOLO and go do it. And like, I'll decide in an instant to start a bar, and then all of a sudden I'm emailing lawyers and
Or refinancing your
building
house.
websites and refinancing my house and all sorts of things. But my wife just wants to like plan things out well in advance and have a very detailed, exact plan of exactly what's going to happen and have plenty of time to mentally prepare for it. So she texts me on Tuesday and she's like, "Hey, Josh, what do you think about watching the kids on Sunday while me and my friend go to Orlando so we can go to Epcot?" And it was in a group message with this friend. And I was like, all right, I can watch the kids. And so I think the initial message was meant to be sort of like a, haha, this is funny. But then she kept asking questions and I kept just saying yes. I was like, all right, yeah, whatever. Okay, sounds good. And then at some point during the conversation, I think both my wife and her friend were like, holy shit, is he being serious? Like, is this going to happen? And then it progressed to like, okay, this is real. Like, we have some planning to do tonight. So they got home that night and booked flights. And I actually think it may not have been Tuesday. It may have been Thursday. Like, it may have been sooner than that. I don't remember. But it was this week that they decided that they were going to go to Epcot for the day. So right now it is 11:50 p.m. Eastern time. My wife's flight leaves at 5:30 a.m. Eastern time. So in 5 hours and 40 minutes, she's going to be on a plane headed to Orlando.
Does she still have to be there like 2 hours early?
At least
That
an
early in
hour.
the morning?
Yeah,
Wow.
at least an hour.
Are you taking them to the airport?
Not
Hell no.
like an hour, yes, but like not 2 hours for sure.
Especially
is
not
like-
in our local airport.
Josh is like, I approved a YOLO trip. I am not waking up at 3 in the fucking morning to take them to the airport.
That's
Well,
fair.
No. But they're gonna go and they're gonna park their car at the local airport for the day. They're gonna fly to Orlando, take an Uber to Epcot, be at Epcot for the day for Festival of the Arts, leave Epcot by like 4:30 or 5 p.m. to go back to the airport, fly back to where we live.
That is wild. That is just not how I do trips at all.
I've never been to Epcot.
Have you ever been to Disney, period?
Yeah,
You didn't go to Epcot?
my dad wasn't a fan.
What? That's the best part.
I've also never been to Epcot. I've only been to Disney and I've been to Universal too.
Man. Well, I mean, if you've been to Disney, then like, you mean like Magic Kingdom?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you can't just say I've been to Disney. There's different.
Sorry, I'm not a connoisseur like you
It's-
guys.
I mean, I lived in Florida for a long time.
What are
That's
all
true.
the? Josh would know this for sure. You don't even have to look this up. What are all the kingdoms that Disney has?
You have Magic Kingdom.
don't
that's
you have
one.
a bumper sticker with this shit on it?
There's like
What
7,
is-
right? I think there's like.
Are you
6 or
talking
7.
about the lands inside the Magic Kingdom? Like
No.
Adventureland and Frontierland and
No.
Tomorrowland?
He knows
No,
all of them.
he means like the parks.
the parks?
You have
Yeah,
Animal
Magic
Kingdom.
Kingdom, Animal
Yeah.
Kingdom, Hollywood Studios.
Is Hollywood Studios still Hollywood Studios?
Yo, Hollywood Studios is fucking dope. I've been there a couple times.
It used
Hollywood
to be
Studios is nice.
it used to be MGM Studios.
Yeah, but didn't they? Did they not make that Star Wars Galaxies and the Toy Story one now?
Those are in Hollywood Studios
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that they were subdivisions.
and Epcot. And then you have Disneyland on the West Coast.
That's different.
You don't count Blizzard Beach.
No,
What the fuck is that?
That's their water park.
it's one of their 2 water parks. You forgot about Typhoon Lagoon.
I
My
know.
bad.
I knew
I
about
only-
Typhoon Lagoon.
I only knew about Blizzard Beach.
You guys ever been to Busch Gardens?
Yep.
I was very young.
Man, so I was watching game shows when I was a kid, and they always had like fucking prizes for like Busch Gardens, and I thought that was the shit.
Man.
And I was like, why the fuck are we going to like Universal Studios and like fucking Disney? Like, this is bullshit. I want to go to Busch Gardens.
That's awesome.
Just like so Nickelodeon in the 90s, they had a lot of game shows for children, that sort of thing. So like Legends of the Hidden Temple and Nickelodeon Guts and Double Dare and all that other shit. And I used to go to Panama City, Florida all the time because that's where my family lived, and I would do Christmas and spring break. Like, it was no big deal for me to go to Florida. And one of their big prizes was always a weekend at the Sun Sprinter Resort on Panama City Beach. And my fiance thinks that shit is hilarious because Nickelodeon painted it to be like, it's the most fucking fabulous resort ever on the Gulf Coast. And it's just a fucking Holiday Inn.
That's amazing.
Sounds about right.
I mean, marketing, right?
I mean, it's, to be fair, it's a nice Holiday Inn, but it's still a Holiday Inn.
We do market this podcast to be like a good podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
You've all been fooled.
We do?
Ha ha. No, but we have I know my wife is going to Epcot tomorrow, but we have a family Disney trip planned for March. We're going in April as well, but the April trip is hang on. The April trip was planned like 2 years ago, and it's a points trip that we're not using our own points, and we're staying at some resort, and we're not sure how long we're going to be there. And also, we're going to have to take my daughter out of school for it, so we're not even sure we're going to go in April. But the March trip is happening. And this will be the first time in probably 4.5 or 5 years that we have done a Universal Studios Day as well. So we're doing all 4 parks one day each at Disney, and then we're going to do Universal Studios. So pretty excited about that.
No need to pay for the park hopper then, huh?
Park hopper is not the same as it used to be because of COVID. So you can only park hop once per day, and you can only go to the second park after 2 p.m. or something like that.
Wow.
And it's not the same.
Doesn't sound like it would be.
But this will be the first time we've gone with the new Genie Plus system instead of the Fast Pass system.
Genie Plus?
Yeah, it's just the mouse extracting more money from the people who are going to continue to pay the mouse no matter what they do.
Do you have to pay for Fast Pass now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit.
How much is a ticket to go see the mouse nowadays?
If you buy a one-day single ticket,
Is it like $200?
no, I happen to know this exactly because my wife just did it. It's $109 plus sales tax plus some sort of like Florida theme park fee. So it's like $142.
All right, so
That doesn't include Genie Plus though.
we'll get back to that. $109 is like, okay, I guess. I think it's a little more. I think it's a little much. I think it's a little too much, but fine. What the fuck is Genie Pass?
Yeah, what is Genie Pass?
Genie Plus is an overly complicated Fast Pass system where they have their own separate line if you have a Genie Plus reservation, but you have to pay for it. And they make you pay for it twice because you have to pay for like Genie Plus Access, which covers most of the main rides. And then if you want one of the premium rides that everybody actually wants to ride, you pay for those as an individual ride on top of what you already paid to have the Genie Plus pass. So
Sounds terrible.
let's say, for example, I paid $109 for my ticket. I might have also paid $18 to $25 for my Genie Plus pass. Then I might pay another $15 to $25 to $35 per ride for the premium rides per person. It's wild.
Oh my god.
Nikki is siphoning your money away. Fast Pass is a fucking scam. All those
No.
Fast Pass things are.
No.
Fast Pass was great.
Hold on. Universal Studios has something called the Unlimited Express Pass. And I think people sleep on this thing. I don't think enough people know about it. I will not ever go to Universal Studios without buying the Unlimited Express Pass. And let me tell you, I paid $115 for a Universal 2 Pass, like for Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. And then I paid, on top of that, $189 for the Unlimited Express Pass. The reason I did that is because the Unlimited Express Pass lets you bypass the lines for virtually every ride. The only 2 rides right now that are excluded from it are the Velocicoaster, which sounds awesome, by the way,
It does.
and Hagrid's Magical Adventure, which are the 2 newest rides. Everything else, the Hulk roller coaster, the Harry Potter train, the Harry Potter Forbidden Journey to the Forbidden Technique,
Hulk is great. That's one of my favorite rides there.
they're all fantastic. But all of those rides, you can just skip the line and ride it as many times as you want in a row. You don't have to wait for a specific time. You don't have to make a reservation. You just ride it as many times as you want. And long, long ago, before I even met my wife, I went on a vacation with some friends to Orlando, and me and my buddy got the Unlimited Express Pass, and we were at Universal Studios, and the Men in Black line, and Men in Black ride is a like laser game ride where you have a gun and you shoot the aliens and
Yeah,
it
it's
keeps
pretty
your
good.
score. And the line for that was 85 minutes long,
Oh my god.
which is not unusual for a good ride.
Yeah,
it's
that's-
maybe a little unusual for Men in Black. Like that's a little long.
For a Florida theme park, like that's nothing.
I always just go at like the best times of the year where there's like no one there.
For some places, like Disney, for instance, there's really not a time when there's nobody there.
Yep.
I got lucky, I guess, because I didn't pay for anything and got in pretty quick.
I mean, They used to not charge for Fast Pass. Like Fast Pass, you just walked up, hit the button, and it was like it spit out of time. They're like, okay, come back at like 1:15, and you can get in the Fast Pass line.
Gotcha.
But now they apparently charge for this NFT, and now you got to pay per ride as well.
It's not an NFT, but
Is that because it's not verified on the blockchain?
no, it's because it's fungible.
Have you not been paying attention, man, about the fungibility?
So
of
it's
these
just
tokens?
an FT.
Yeah, it's an NFT.
It's a fungible token.
Anyway, the Men in Black line is 85 minutes long, and me and my buddy go through the Fast Pass lane, and we just walk right onto the ride because apparently none of the people who have the unlimited express pass like we do are using it for Men in Black right now. So we had a lot of fun and did pretty well, and we decided we want to try to beat the high score. So we kept going through this Men in Black line over and over and over and over and over. And we probably rode this ride like 50 times, and every time you walk down the unlimited express line and then the regular line's right there on your left, and we would see these same people
Oh no.
who've only moved forward like 1 foot or 1 step, and we're just like chucking it. We're just running so that we can get back in as quickly as we can so we can try to beat this high score. And ever since then, I was like, I don't care how much this costs. Every time I come here, I'm getting the unlimited
fair.
express pass.
You said back then it was like $200.
I mean, for my trip in March,
No, but for the unlimited pass though.
yeah, $190.
Wow.
It's not bad.
It's based on the time of year, so you pay more during peak times. They also, one of the reasons that it's so valuable is they limit the number of people who can buy it per day.
Ah, okay.
So
Gotcha.
that's cool.
Okay. That makes more sense.
I think the ride I've been on the most is the Mummy ride.
Yo, I love the Mummy
It's
ride,
so
but
good.
it's closed for maintenance,
Yeah,
like
Oh.
indefinitely.
They just shut her down.
That's so sad.
And that just happened like 3 weeks ago, so I'm not going to get to ride it whenever I go. Really
got,
bummed out about it.
That is tragic.
I got like stage by
Agreed.
stage updates on that because one of my friends from Florida, she is on the team of the Return of the Mummy ride.
That ride's awesome.
I think I went with like 4 or 5 other people, and one guy in my group, like the 5th time we went through it because there was like no line, we just kept going through. He lifted up his shirt, and they like flagged him and told him he can't lift up his shirt because it's like nudity.
It's forbidden.
Yeah,
Well then,
so Disney doesn't discriminate.
I'm not really a theme park guy. I get motion sick on roller coasters and things of that nature. I can do like the simulation rides, no problem. Like the Star Tours, that was one that a lot of people had problems with. No problem with that.
What about the Mission to Mars, Mission to Space?
It's
whatever?
been closed every time I've been at Epcot.
That if you get motion sick, that one will fuck you up.
Yeah, so
Guaranteed.
my fiance, she is very much a roller coaster person. And she and I have never been to a theme park together because she knows that that's not like my thing. But she claims that she's like her go-to is that she's like, I can eat like 2 corn dogs and then get on whatever. But Mission to Mars fucked her world as well.
Oh man.
So I can only imagine.
What's the ride there that it's like the space one?
That's Mission to Mars.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought there was another one.
Well, there's Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
So shout out Jimmy's mom here. My mom. So when I was like maybe 8 or 9, we were on Space Mountain, and I'd only been on like 3 or 4 roller coasters before, so I didn't really know what to expect. Space Mountain is fucking terrifying. She was in the seat in front of me, and I was screaming bloody murder, like fucking help me, so loudly that she had her arm like taken completely out of place, trying to like comfort me. So she's a real G.
Wow.
Yeah.
The last time that I went to Disney, it was kind of a surprise trip. My girlfriend at the time, she kind of like half-heartedly mentioned that she wanted to go to Disney.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Like maybe we can think about that. And then like a couple days later, she's like, I got us tickets in an Airbnb. We're going to Disney in fucking April. And I was like, oh, okay. So here's the thing. And I told her about how I don't really do roller coasters and yada, yada, yada. And she was like, oh, it'll be fine. Just take a bunch of Dramamine and you'll be good. I was like, okay, we'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a shot. I'm willing to try.
Did you give it a whirl?
Oh, I gave it a whirl. So first day we go to Magic Kingdom and I take, I think 2 Dramamine on the way into the park to kind of prepare myself for the day.
Did you pass out on a bench?
No, the Dramamine does not have that effect on me. It's almost kind of like robo-tripping where you drink a bunch of cough syrup. But first thing that we walk in, we go with like a group of her friends, and she's like, okay, what do we want to do? And like her friend is like, we're fucking doing Space Mountain. I was like, okay, I guess we're going to try this shit out right
That's
away.
not the first one you want to go on, man.
And so like we got there right when Magic Kingdom opens. Like we're like the first people on the ride and stuff. And one, I've told the audience many times, I'm a large guy, and that ride was built in like the 50s. And that is not meant for people of my stature. I know Disney didn't open until like 65. You're about to drop some knowledge.
Is that real?
78.
Whatever.
No
Wow.
way.
78.
So that ride was built for
It's not
people.
true. We're in the 50th right now. So 72.
Irregardless.
Fuck you.
Not a word.
So this ride was built in the 70s. It is not meant for men of my stature. So I am jammed into this thing, like just full on crammed. I think that the ride actually like bruised the front of my shins because I'm like right at 6 feet tall, a little under, like 5'11 and a half or 5'11 and 3/4. But at the time, I still weighed over 300 pounds. And I was wedged into this bitch. And unlike you, screaming bloody murder, that sort of thing, I don't really scream on roller coasters.
Just silent and terrified.
I completely shut down, basically. And I just use every muscle in my body to hold my innards inside of me. And the photo on Space Mountain was so funny.
Does this still exist?
I'm sure somewhere out there in the metaverse, because like they uploaded it to a server or something.
Shout out Metaverse.
Shout out Mark. The Zuck.
But like everyone else is like having fun and all that kind of shit, and I'm just looking like a serial killer, just like.
See, I thought that you were gonna look like you were just shitting yourself. So that's probably better.
Like I've just got like a completely emotionless stare on my face, just looking into the darkness.
So you were talking earlier about Animal Kingdom, and when I was a kid, my family went to Disney twice that I remember during my childhood. And one of the times that we went was when Animal Kingdom was being built and was almost ready to open, but hadn't quite opened yet. And I don't remember exactly when Animal Kingdom opened, but I want to say it was the late 90s, like maybe 98 or so. And so we went to Disney, and something happened where they basically double charged my dad's credit card for the entire trip. So Disney's not cheap and wasn't cheap then. And they charged him twice for like everything. And it took him a really long time to get it fixed. And as a way to apologize, they gave us private sneak passes to Animal Kingdom before it opened, and also an after hours Magic Kingdom thing where we could go to Magic Kingdom after the park closed and they had select
That's
rides
awesome.
open and things like that. So the Animal Kingdom thing was pretty cool, but like it was very clearly not open yet. So a lot of the rides were non-operational and not all the animals had been like flown in from Jurassic Park yet and things like that.
Is that a real thing?
There's like a dinosaur section of Animal Kingdom, yeah.
With real dinosaurs?
Oh, I remember that. Oh man, that's unlocking some like hidden memories in the bank.
Glad I could help with that.
Thank you.
So Animal Kingdom was pretty fun, but Magic Kingdom, after the park closed, I'll never forget this, and I do it now. So this is something that I learned from my father, and now I do it as well. So in Space Mountain, you get wedged into the little thing, the little spaceship, right? And then as it's going in line, it like moves up just a little bit, but it moves like pretty fast. So it goes from point A to like point B before it launches. And that little movement, I'm sitting in the front seat and my dad's behind me. So like his legs are like it's like a bobsled, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a spaceship bobsled. And so his legs are like up under my arms. And when it does the little movement forward, he screeches at the top of his lungs, "Ah!" And then everybody looks at him. He's like, "Sorry, just practicing." And so now,
That's a very Josh move.
every single time I get in that ride, I do it. And I've embarrassed my daughter. I've embarrassed my wife. I've embarrassed my friends. Just like my dad embarrassed me.
And when he's old enough,
Thanks, Dad.
you'll embarrass your son.
True.
True.
So listening to you talk about how expensive Disney is makes me realize that I really didn't appreciate the Florida resident rates when I lived there.
True.
Because, man, it is so much cheaper for
Is it like
Florida
half price?
Oh, it's less than half, I think.
Really?
I think it's like 60% off.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be like 60% off. Like a 4 or 5 day pass to the parks with park hopper and everything was like $200 or $300, I want to say.
Park hopper?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck he said.
I could tell. That's why I said it.
Pakapa.
Still in the Arnold. So what started this whole Disney conversation was a movie, Avatar with the Blue People. Jimmy, you mentioned earlier that you may have some news about another movie that the audience may recognize.
So I thought The Room with Tommy Wiseau, the cult classic.
The classic worst movie of all time for most people.
Right. And I thought it was going to be like Tommy Wiseau apparently posted something on Instagram that I saw that said he was going to be remaking The Room with like better actors, better production quality, that kind of thing. Not a disaster artist situation. But I thought he was going to be remaking it, and I just looked it up, and apparently it's fake.
Oh.
Fake news.
Well, Tommy Wiseau is a shameless self-promoter.
He really is.
And,
He'll do anything for the clout.
Oh, man. It's so good. So one of my friends back in Florida, he has got almost an unhealthy obsession with Tommy Wiseau and his products that he's given to the world. And a while back, Tommy Wiseau did a Blu-ray release of The Room, and it was very expensive. It was like $32 or something like that.
Wow. That's like
Yeah.
a 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah, but it's, just normal blue case 1080p.
I'm sure it still looked like shit.
I mean, you can only polish a turd so much.
It's
you
true.
know? But he emailed ask us for support or whatever. It was like, hey, I'm a huge fan. Is there any way that Tommy could sign my copy of the Blu-ray? And he got an email response back from the support team. It was in very broken English. And if you're familiar with Tommy Wiseau, you know how he talks.
Oh, it's just Tommy.
And he's like, yes, let me see if I can get Tommy to agree to this. There's a good chance that, yes, maybe we can, fulfill your request.
Oh, man. Tommy is just his own support team. That's great.
And sure as shit, man, he got a copy of The Room signed by Tommy Wiseau,
That's incredible.
along with a pair of his Tommy boxers.
Oh. Is that
Which-
something you want?
Like
He
with
had-
his face on it?
No, it's just like Calvin Klein, but it says like Tommy Wiseau.
Love that.
Oh,
He
he hadn't
has-
worn them before?
No, not,
Oh,
not
okay.
like Tommy's boxers.
I thought it was like an OnlyFans situation.
No.
Okay.
This is still America, not Japan.
Got it.
We have bathwater here.
We sure do.
Oh man,
That was a UK thing.
Do you remember that?
I mean, she sent that shit everywhere.
She definitely did ship it
Obviously,
here.
you remember it because you're talking about it. But what a wild time.
More power to her. I support that.
I honestly think the weirder thing there is Gwyneth Paltrow selling vagina candles.
That's pretty great.
What?
You didn't see that?
You haven't heard about this?
No. What are you talking about?
She runs like a company. What's it called?
I don't know
it's
the
called
name of the
like
company.
Serenity or some stupid shit.
Yeah, it's just a candle company, like a scent company, and she created a scent that is supposed to smell like her coochie.
Like her coochie, not
Like-
a coochie.
Like Pepper Potts?
Pepper Potts.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah, she's fucking crazy.
That's wild.
If you want your house to smell like pepper cooter.
BB Coots.
Oh man.
So the Tommy Wiseau autographed Blu-ray situation reminds me of the early days of my internet. Have I told you guys about how I used the internet when I first got it?
We've definitely touched on it.
I feel like it was Final Fantasy.
No, before that.
Oh, then no, I don't remember. I was probably drunk.
Soup
Yeah, I don't
cans?
remember either.
No, before that.
Before that, I know you like made a website and stuff.
Before that.
Really?
Before your Harry Potter
Before that.
GeoCities.
All right, let's hear it.
Angel Fire, sorry.
So when we first got the internet, there was not very much on the internet. Like it wasn't the same as it is today. And so if you didn't know what website you were going to go to, there were like these index sites where you could just like, it would have a list of the websites that are available, and you just click one and go see what you find.
So it's like a phone book.
Yeah, it was a lot like that, a clickable phone book. And one of the websites that I liked to go to was a celebrity addresses website.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you just told me privately about this, but I've definitely heard this.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, I think I'm the only one that's heard this. I'm so excited.
So you open the page, and there's no graphics, there's no authentication, there's no anything. It's just like a large text file in alphabetical order that has a celebrity name and an address. And then it moves on to the next one. Celebrity name, address. Celebrity name, address. And gosh, I must have been like 8 or 9 years old. And so I would pick celebrity names of people that I know, and I would handwrite them letters. This is probably where the whole writing Applebee's about the maple butter blondie thing started. Just deep-seated issues from my childhood. But I would write these celebrities' letters in my handwriting on like loose leaf notebook paper, like, "Dear Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm one of your biggest fans. I often walk to the library behind my house and rent Terminator 2 Judgment Day on VHS and watch it. Please send me an autograph. Josh, age 8. And it would be many letters like this. And I wrote all sorts of celebrities. I wrote Arnold. I wrote Shania Twain. I wrote several professional wrestlers. I wrote Hootie and the Blowfish, just all sorts of people. And I got a variety of responses. So I probably wrote 100 letters, 150 letters. I don't know. It was over the course of a pretty long period of time. And some didn't respond at all. Some would send back a way to join their fan club. Some would send back prints that have like photocopied signatures on. And then some would send actual real signatures. And I got some really interesting ones. So Arnold sent me a regular sized index card, like just in an envelope, no letter back or anything like that, just an index card. And on the blank side of the index card where there are no stripes, he signed it with a Sharpie, just his name, not to Josh, not any, it's just an index card with his signature on the blank side in an empty envelope. And that's it.
That's
and he
incredible.
just sent that. And Shania Twain sent in like 8.5 by 11, like big portrait, like picture. And she was in like music video attire. So she was kind of scantily clad, and it was actually signed. And my mom confiscated that as soon as it came in. I was really upset about it. And I got a t-shirt, like a band t-shirt that was signed by every member of Hootie and the Blowfish.
Wow.
Which was pretty awesome.
All the Blowfish?
All the Blowfish.
Wow.
Even Hootie?
Even Hootie.
That's worth some
Wow.
money now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he don't do Hootie no more. He's a country star.
He really doesn't do any Hootie anymore. Like, that's hard to believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Did you see the Key and Peele sketch
No.
where he's like, "Hey guys, I'm Darius Rucker. I'm a country star now," and they're like, "Play Hootie and the Blowfish. Come on, Hootie." He's like, "Hootie is not my name. that is a bad name."
That's great.
I do love that.
It's great.
I feel like he probably plays that Hold My Hand, whatever song every once in a while.
I mean, there might
Yeah,
be,
maybe when the wagon wheel falls off.
yeah, like he's definitely playing Wagon Wheel without question.
I mean, that's a given, but like, you know, with a little love and some tenderness.
So do you still have these
Yeah.
signatures?
So this is a hotly debated topic. They
Excuse me?
They are not in my house, like the one that I own. And I believe they're at my parents' house, but I have looked for them and have not been able to find them. They were all kept in a shoebox in my closet in my childhood home. And when my parents moved to that house, they said they did not throw any of my stuff away. So they think that they have it. I have not been able to find it. I think there's a chance that shoebox may be in the attic above the garage at my parents' current house. But that attic above the garage is a very, very, very scary place. So I'm going to probably pay somebody one day to go up there and look.
Yeah, I'm a small person. I'll do this.
It's not scary because of the size of the space. It's scary because there are ghosts.
Oh, I don't care about that.
I had a similar box of treasures in my childhood home. My father would go to these cable conventions. He was a cable man my whole life. And
Was his name Larry?
No. I didn't realize that people didn't have cable in their house until I was like 19. Like I just thought that was a thing that everyone did.
Yeah.
Because I always had it. But he would go to these conventions and he would always bring us back like signed photographs and stuff. Because like any convention, they have like celebrities there, different channel booths, that sort of thing. So like I had like a Joe Namath signature on like a little miniature football, and then countless Playboy Playmates. My dad always thought it was really funny to bring his children home Playboy Playmates like photos.
That is pretty funny.
They were fully clothed. They weren't like the
Boo.
Playboy Playmate.
Thought you were just gonna say boobs.
Missed opportunity.
It was.
True.
But I had like a Polaroid of my dad like shaking hands with Muhammad Ali and stuff. Like there was a lot of cool stuff in there. But when I moved from my childhood home in Kentucky up to Michigan, like that box just kind of went missing. And I think the movers probably took it
That's reasonable.
because I literally had it labeled Corey's most prized possessions. And they probably took a peek in that Nike shoebox and were like, fuck that shit. And just took it and sold it at pawn shops or
I
something.
wonder if our boxes are together.
Maybe. Did your parents hire movers?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's probably what happened.
Maybe they're in box heaven.
Potentially.
Or they're at the pawn shop in Las Vegas.
Pawn Star?
Pawn Stars.
I mean,
Gold and silver.
they probably paid a total of like 42 cents for that whole box.
I mean, that'd be incredible. You're just watching Pawn Stars one day, and it's just an
That's my shit.
and
Like,
it's just an index card with Arnold written on it.
Oh man.
You're like, this isn't worth anything. Who's it to? Like, we can't verify this. Like, what is this shit?
I
You call
love
the show and you're like, I can fucking verify it.
I love that it's just a blank index card. That's such an Arnold move.
It is.
He because you know that he like that went to his personal residence, and he was like, I'm not going to send this to an assistant or anything. I just imagine him like in his kitchen, shirtless, fucking huge, chewing on a stogie, and he's just like, this little kid wants my autograph. And he just reaches into his junk drawer and just finds the first.
We're doing it live.
Finds the first thing that he can write on, and it's just like, here you go, little boy. Just shoves it in an envelope, addresses it, and fucking sends it off. That's a man move. I
It really
love it.
is.
I can see it.
Yeah, that one was honestly probably my favorite.
Without a doubt, that would have been my favorite. Like the Joe Namath one was probably my thing. Which, looking back, like Joe Namath really wasn't that great of a quarterback. He had that one moment where he guaranteed the Super Bowl win, and that was a man move. But
I just love that Shania Twain sent you a scantily clad photo of herself to an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the 90s, and it was music video attire. So, but I mean, Josh probably would have been like,
True.
That is how it would have started.
so I understand why your mother confiscated that.
Yep.
I get it.
Ooh.
But you had access to the internet, so like, couldn't you access anything?
but I
you
mean,
wanted
The
like,
internet was
anytime?
not the same.
It was
Jimmy.
the internet in its infancy. Like we used a site called Web Crawler
Yep.
to search.
But like the whole thing is like with any new technology, porn is going to be at like the forefront
All right, so
of what's
Sure,
developed.
but
you're not wrong.
What you probably can't conceptualize is that because, and I don't mean that as an insult. I mean it because you're so young.
I am, yeah.
At this time, it was rare to even have a computer in your home, much less the internet.
Right.
So the computer was like in the dining room.
Okay.
It's not like I had a computer in my room.
right, right.
So even if I could find something like that, there's no chance. Plus, every image would take like a year to load
Yeah.
because I was on 56K dial-up.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I can speak from personal experience, not like personal experience, but my brother, like he found the dark side of the internet, I guess you could say, because he's
Sure.
5 years older than I am.
Right.
So when we first got the internet, he was like 14, 15. So like he's of age, if you will.
Yeah.
And yeah, he got caught.
Oh man. I also got caught when I first looked it up.
Yeah. I remember, I feel like I may have already told this story once. I don't know if I did it on the podcast or not, but when I got broadband internet, that was the most incredible, like that was like a flashpoint of my life. Because connecting to AOL, which is what we did way back when. Do you remember AOL? Did you ever do AOL, Jimmy?
I did.
Okay.
I the only time I ever saw AOL, because my dad was he was like a pretty big tech guy, so he had like all the newest stuff always.
Sure.
Whenever I'd go to my grandmother's house, like I'd load up her AOL computer just to like play some Flash games or something stupid, and we'd always have to leave by the time the computer fully started up, because we'd be there for like an hour, and by the time I got it like fully started up and going, we'd have to leave.
So did it go through like the motions of connecting to the internet? Like, did you hear each individual?
I did.
Do you remember the sounds?
Yep, I do remember the sounds pretty vividly.
So it was like a 12-step process.
Yeah.
Because it was like picking up, dialing, waiting for the server, connecting. Like it went through all the things. And the first time that we switched it over from dialing to TCP/IP, it took 3 steps, and it happened like immediately.
Wow.
And we were like, "Whoa, what just happened?" Like,
I think the other issue with her house is she was always watching QVC, so she was probably calling during the time I was trying to connect to order a necklace from QVC.
I'm actually really surprised that you're of the age that you can remember that don't use the phone. I'm trying to use the internet.
Yeah,
I agree.
I was very, very young when that happened.
That's crazy.
I've always been like super into computers and technology in general, so that was like a big like point in my life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a very good memory. When my grandmother first got the internet, she needed email for her work, but she didn't have a computer at her house, and she didn't want to get a computer. So she got web TV. Do you remember that?
Oh, man. Yeah, I remember web TV.
That sounds horrible.
It was...
What is that?
It's an experience. I sold web TV.
Me too.
When I first started in retail.
So web TV was basically like this little... Think of it like a streaming media player today, like a Roku or something like that, but a bigger box that plugs into your TV, and it has a keyboard and mouse and like a built-in modem. And you connect it to your phone line, and it 56K dial-up into the internet, and it has like an email client and a web browser, and that's it. It's so clunky to use and so slow. And today, most websites on the internet, if they're like remotely decent, they're responsive websites. So regardless of whether you're looking at it on a phone or a tablet or a TV or a computer, no matter what resolution you're looking at, the website automatically scales up or down so that it's optimized for that screen.
Oh man, I can only imagine how small that text is.
That was not the case on web TV. Back in those days, nothing was optimized for web TV. So if you're on a normal like AOL.com and you've got your news articles with your pictures for the headlines and your advertisement spam links and things like that, on web TV, shit's just everywhere. Like there's a picture up in the top right corner that's supposed to be down in the bottom middle, and it just is the wild, wild west out there.
And on your 36-inch tube TV, you had to zoom in real far to be able to read anything and what have you.
Yeah, her zoom was normally set to like 450%.
Oh, man.
Because it had to be, though. Like, that was the thing with it. Like, that shit was crazy.
It also took like a year and a half to load a web page.
Because like we're just now at the point where Windows scales properly for a TV, so I can't even imagine what that was like.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, that is true. I had to do quite a bit to get it to scale with my monitor/TV.
Yeah, why is that shit not just automatic now?
I have no idea. It's
I don't
crazy.
know.
You boys excited about next Saturday?
I am trembling with anticipation.
What's next Saturday?
Edward 40 Hands.
Oh yeah,
Edward 40
Hands. For those of you who don't know what Edward 40 Hands is, we are going to have 40-ounce bottles of beer, very hopefully Miller Lite. We have exhausted many, many options to make sure that it's Miller Lite, but we do not currently have them on hand just yet. We're going to take a 40-ounce beer in each hand, and we're going to have those 40-ounce beers duct taped to our hands so that each of us can only have the beer bottle in our hands.
I just realized you guys are gonna have no more hair left on your hands.
No.
It's all gonna be gone.
I plan on wearing
no
Milwaukee
gloves.
gloves.
You can't wear gloves.
Can't wear gloves
That's
on
fucking
Edward 40
cheating.
Hands.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking
that is
about?
cheating.
'Cause you can just take the gloves off and go pee.
Because the coldness of the beer is part of it.
Yeah, the coldness of the beer is a big part of it. You can't fucking wear gloves,
So wait,
bud.
I can't have a koozie on them either?
No.
Fuck no,
No.
you can't. Are you shitting me?
You gotta raw dog it, bro.
I bought 40-ounce koozies for no reason.
Correct.
No, the fuck you didn't. Fuck off.
Don't tell me what I didn't do.
Did you really?
You just love koozies, man.
I do love koozies.
If you bought 40-ounce koozies, then yes, you bought them for no reason because you are not allowed to use those during the game.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Are you being serious right now?
What do you mean?
Fuck,
He's full
Corey.
of shit. No, he didn't.
What? Did I buy the 40-ounce koozies, or that I
Yes.
thought that I could use them?
You definitely
No.
bought
Did
them.
you buy
the
them?
second thing. I know you bought them.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought I'd be able to use them if I came prepared.
Why would you think you'd be able to use them?
Why did Bill Belichick think that he could film another team's walkthrough? Because I thought it was going to be allowed. No one told me I couldn't.
Well, I'm telling you right now, bud. No koozies, no gloves.
Are these glass bottles?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Anyway, once the 40-ounce bottles are duct taped to our hands, we cannot get them unduct taped until all 80 ounces of beer is consumed.
Okay, so we're not doing that shit where you like just chug one and then you have a free hand.
Correct.
Okay, perfect.
All
Good.
80 ounces has to be gone
Agreed.
prior to either bottle coming off of the hands.
I agree.
Because that's complete bullshit. It takes like 12 minutes to drink 40 ounces of beer.
Yeah, the first 40 is the easy one.
Have they improved the design of the 40s yet? Is it a wide mouth bottle?
No.
Oh, of course not.
If you're really talented, you can probably do the cyclone thing.
I'm not. It's been a long, long time since I've drank a 40 of it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not participating in this because I have the bladder of a chipmunk.
You are participating.
You're absolutely
You keep saying
doing-
that you're not participating in things. You are not drinking 80 ounces of beer with it duct taped to your hands, but you are doing the duct taping and you are filming
Well, yeah,
and
I'm
narrating.
participating in that way. Filming, narrating. Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Are you not doing Edward Tallboy hands?
He's also going to be holding
No.
it for us.
We said that he would do that on his own privately.
Holding it?
No, the Edward Tallboy hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after the game's over, we're going to duct tape Tall Boys to Jimmy.
We are
I'm fine
definitely
with that.
we're definitely not going to remember to do that.
Jimmy, you are going to
Probably
have
right.
to get chopsticks, though. Like, for real.
What are the chopsticks for, Rob?
When we have to pee.
Yeah. Use your fucking brain.
Sorry. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh my. He's going to be like Mr. Miyagi catching flies.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So Saturday, February 5th, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Standard Time. Is it Standard Time right now? Are we in Daylight Savings Time?
Man, I don't know. Who can keep up with that?
It's 5 p.m. Eastern, which is GMT minus 5. That's Greenwich Mean Time minus 5. So if you can just figure out where you are in relation to GMT, subtract 5 from it, 10 p.m. Saturday, February 5th, and it's going to be live streamed, video included. We're fully doxing on Saturday on our Discord only. If you don't make it for the live show on the Discord, the only other way to see the video is going to be behind a paywall on our Patreon. So the video will not be going up publicly on YouTube. You either have to be a Patreon subscriber or you have to be live on Discord. We do have a new Discord link to make it easier for you to join because we reached level 3 on our server.
Nice.
So if you'd like to join our Discord, go to discord.gg. That's discord.gg/Appleboys, and it will take you to a link. And if you don't already have the Discord software, it will prompt you to install it. That will work whether you are on a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer. And then you'll sign up for a free account. Join our Discord server. It has been popping lately. Lots of people in the gambling den playing dice and guess the number and rock, paper, scissors and roulette. Lots of people gambling away.
Yeah, my mom is quite the gambler, apparently.
Yep, she is currently the 3rd richest person on our server, but quickly gaining on everybody. And yeah, would love to have more of you guys on there so that we can continue the conversation throughout the week, not just while we are recording. And if you aren't going to be able to make the live event on Discord on Saturday, February 5th at 10 p.m. Eastern, then you should go to patreon.com/Appleboys and go ahead and subscribe to be a patron. We'd like for you to do that anyway because it helps support us and our future plans to open a bar called The Gym and other fun things like that. So patreon.com/Appleboys. And if you would like to get all of these links, including links to our Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music Podcasts and all the different links, visit us online at appleboys.us. Follow us on Twitter at appleboyspod. And I think that's all I had for tonight. You guys got anything else?
I think that's it, man. I'm good.
Guys, we actually made it through the whole episode. I'm so proud of us.
Yeah, compared to last week, this has been an incredible feat.
We've done a great thing.
This is a gold standard, I think.
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Happy tonight, everybody.
Happy tonight.
Happy tonight.
Happy tonight.
Thanks, everybody. Happy tonight.